the stay that has been brought on that order where the High Court had given bail for Sengar in that particular case, and how much does it mean about law, the rights of women, and how much does this particular case in fact look at the overall safety?
That's the biggest news as of now, and I think we are seeking it now legally there, on papers. Let's see what it comes out to be.
All right, ma'am.
Thank you.
मैं एक सिंगल कर लेता हूँ मैम, इधर आ जाइए मैम, इधर आ जाइए मैम, यहाँ पे बस बस बस.
Brother, sorry, we had a bite that was coming in. I was asking that how much has this stay order in fact goes when it comes to the fight for women's security in this country?
I'm glad that the stay order has come in through, and this reiterates the faith and confidence of the citizens in the Supreme Court. But the next question would be, how many citizens, how many times will have to approach the Supreme Court asking that you stay the order down when the laws are the same, constitutional guarantees are the same for all citizens from every court, from the lowest court to the highest? Should the judges not follow the letter of law? Here there was political influence and institutional failure, and the survivor is being asked to fight against these two. I do hope the Supreme Court will also put in a line that along with the trial of the convict Kuldeep Singh, the system must also be tried.
Well, interestingly enough, you were saying about institutional failures that we are looking at, but as you see, most of them start with the Sessions Court, and probably even at the High Court, they do not have the wherewithal to go to the Supreme Court and in fact challenge something like this. This case, of course, having a support from a lot of people and a lot of background that is there, where they have decided, and the survivor being strong enough to take it up till the Supreme Court. So how much of it requires a deeper understanding within the lower courts when it comes to such cases?
More than the understanding with the lower courts, we want to ask this question: why is there political interference and influence? Why? Should not every political party say, if a member of my party has indulged in any crime, whether it is against children or women or any Dalit, we will not interfere over there. Let the courts take action. The next question that I want to ask is, why are judges afraid to pronounce the verdict and judgment in line with what the law says? You have a law. That is your job to uphold. You are being paid by the paymasters to uphold that law and bring perpetrators to justice. So what are you afraid of, even if there might be a political interference? And my third is, you have told us, or you have, assured us that victim and witness protection will be extended to you by the system and its functionaries. Why is it that your process, your procedure is due process and procedure is being now held against the survivor to say, now you show us what is this perception of threat? Why should she show? Why should we be forced to show all these things? And that is why I'm saying that our law says that, you must not question judges, but as the paymaster, I want to question a Sarkari Naukar. That is my right, to hold them accountable. So whichever court you might be there, you must be held accountable to the verdict, to the judgments or the orders that you give.
Where do you in fact see with regards to the law, the reform in the law as such? We have several laws in place, but there is something that is lacking that could be in fact giving it the teeth that it requires. Where do you think those reforms should be placed in?
The convergence. The police, the prosecution and the judiciary seem to be working at loggerheads. Is it not their duty to converge? Is it not their duty to ensure that the police brings in all the evidence, the prosecution establishes that evidence and argues accordingly, and then the judge sees and says, yeah, I have all of this before me, and this is the law that has been violated, and here is the evidence before me. I will pronounce that judicious judgment. What is stopping them from doing this? We are not asking them to be activists like us questioning every wrong. We are asking you to just follow the letter of the law in the spirit of the law that has been enacted. Is that asking too much? I'm doing it out of passion. You are being asked to do it because you're paid for it. You wrote an exam. You came there. You said you want to do this work. and so you are there. If you are not accountable and you keep holding survivors, victims who are dead and gone, you are holding them accountable to a procedural lapse, where else can we go? We have courts as our last resort. Where else can we go?
The other part of it is that how much of it is falling on the shoulders of the survivor to in fact prove that the person has been wronged. How do you in fact see that kind of a pressure that keeps building no matter how the laws are?
That is a shame. 140 crore Indians must hang our heads. Hang our heads in shame that a survivor is being asked to fight against systemic failure, political clout, patronage, and the entire system going against her. We are asking the survivor, okay, you have been raped, gang raped, you have been threatened, you have been intimidated, your family has been bumped off, and now you fight all these people to who your taxes pay their salaries. Can you imagine? In mother of democracies, asking the survivor to do, not asking, forcing her to do it. If she and her supporters had not gone on dharna, not gone and demonstrated and protested, do you think the Supreme Court would have responded in the same manner? And like you asked in the first question.
In fact, we are now joined in by Rekha Sharma, former NCW chief and Rajya Sabha MP. Rekha Sharma, your first reactions to the Supreme Court staying the HC's order on Sengar's bail?
I welcome this order of Supreme Court because now I think it should be reversed also, the High Court's order, because Mr. Sengar needs to be in the prison and should be sentenced to life. The crime he committed was not small, and CBI rightly went to the Supreme Court, and I think the Supreme Court's order will give some kind of relief to the victim also now.
Well, Rekha Sharma, how do you in fact see, there's a lot of questions being asked, like how much a fight a survivor will have to take, especially going through the courts against powerful people who have wronged them. Now, this has been in the media eye. There are a lot of such stories about survivors who have to fight powerful people but don't come out in the media. How do you in fact see that our laws have to be reformed to protect the survivor, and that the fight shouldn't be that of the survivor, it should be that of the state trying to give justice for the survivor?
It's really sad that survivor had to go through, and people who stood by her did commendable job in this matter. But I must say that the High Court's order were not right, and justice should be given to the victim as she was rightly saying that this person need to be under arrest forever. He should not come out. मुझे लगता है कि हाई कोर्ट के ऑर्डर ने जितना पेन और दर्द दिया है विक्टिम को, और विक्टिम के साथ लोग खड़े हुए और हम जैसे लोग जो हमेशा लड़ते रहे इन सब प्रॉब्लम्स में, उनको जितना दर्द दिया है हाई कोर्ट ने, मुझे नहीं लगता कि ये राइट डिसीजन था हाई कोर्ट का। और इस तरह के डिसीजन कई बार बिलीफ नहीं करने का मन करता कोर्ट्स पे, अगर ऐसे डिसीजन कोर्ट्स देते हैं तो।
So, what is the kind of reform that you are looking when it comes to laws protecting women, especially those who faced assaults like this? Now, here, this case with regard to the POCSO acts are also there because the crime happened when the survivor was a minor, and then you see that person fighting it out.
धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा, पीड़िता धन्यवाद देना चाहती है। पूरी देश की संवेदना सुनी सुप्रीम कोर्ट, और अभी उस ऑर्डर पे स्टे लग गया है, और सुप्रीम कोर्ट सख्त आवाज में ये मतलब आदेश दे दिया है निचली कोर्टों में कि अभी किसी भी मामले में उस अपराधी को जेल से बाहर नहीं निकाला जाएगा, और जो ये ऑर्डर है उस पर स्टे है। अपोजिशन को उसमें काउंटर एफिडेविट फाइल करने का टाइम मिला है, और तब तक के लिए उसको किसी भी मामले में छोड़ा नहीं जाएगा, बाहर नहीं निकाला जाएगा। ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट का आदेश है और स्टे है हाई कोर्ट का ऑर्डर।
संतुष्ट है इससे फैसले से?
अभी तक के लिए जो इंटरिम प्रोटेक्शन राहत मिला है उसके लिए हम लोग संतुष्ट हैं। आगे भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट से पूरी न्याय की उम्मीद है, न्यायपालिका पे भरोसा है पीड़ित परिवार को और पूरे पीड़िता को। मैं एडवोकेट हेमंत कुमार मौर्य, और एक एडिशनल मैं कर रहा हूँ कि उस परिवार को अभी भी थ्रेट मिल रहे हैं। उसके जो चाचा हैं 9 साल से जेल से बाहर नहीं निकल पाए हैं, फर्जी केसेज में उनको फंसा के रखा गया है, उसके प्रॉपर्टी को हड़पने की कोशिश की जा रही है। दूसरी बात, आज सुबह में मेरी फ़ोन आई उसके रिलेटिव का, जिसका मैं नाम डिस्क्लोज नहीं करना चाहूँगा। उसका माइनर बच्चा है, उसके स्कूल का जो एडमिशन है उसमें जो 9th क्लास जो बोर्ड में रजिस्ट्रेशन होता है वहाँ पर उन्होंने स्कूल वाले रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं करने दे रहे हैं। अलग अलग उनके जो अपराधी है उसके एसोसिएट्स द्वारा इस परिवार को अलग अलग एंगल से परेशान करने की अभी भी कोशिश की जा रही है और बाहर निकलना खतरा।
कौन दे रहा है?
ये अपराधी के एसोसिएट्स हैं, जिनका नाम मतलब तो नहीं, लेकिन वो अलग अलग तरीके से। नहीं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट में लिस्टिंग हुई थी, सीबीआई ने फाइल किया था, उसके जो हाई कोर्ट में रिलीफ लेता है। बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, ये चीज़ तो मेंशन नहीं कि ये सेपरेट चीज़ है, उसके लिए हम जो लीगल प्रोसीजर है वो हम आगे देखेंगे।
ठीक है, थैंक यू सर। सिंगल आईडी कर लेते हैं। चलो भाई। सरफराज सर क्या कुछ कहेंगे, जिस प्रकार से ऑर्डर रहा है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने स्टे दे दिया है, उसके लिए आज क्या बताएं?
सुप्रीम कोर्ट को धन्यवाद, देश की न्यायपालिका को धन्यवाद। विक्टिम परिवार को पूरा ये आशंका है कि अगर अपराधी कहीं से भी छूट जाएगा उसका गिरोह तुरंत सक्रिय हो जाएगा और अलग तरीके से उसका मोटिवेशन जो बढ़ेगा, उसके गिरोह के लोगों का बढ़ेगा। जो बचे खुचे परिवार के लोग हैं उसको भी मार और मिटा दिया जाएगा।
विक्टिम के चाचा